Okay, all right. How are you?
I'm okay.
So we have Mackerels Mother, Ladisha Francis' mother, Miss Black, on the phone. How are you doing? I'm sure you watch the on-stage interview like everybody else.
Yes.
Okay. I'm sure you have some questions. I'm sure you have a few unanswered questions from people who wants to hear your side of the story. And I think it's only fair that I give you a platform to, you know, put out the doubters, answer questions, for people who saw a certain thing tonight. But I'm gonna start you out with some questions though. Mackerel said you kicked her out at the age of 15. I know she got pregnant at 13. Was she with you at that time?
When she got pregnant,
yes.
she was not with me at that time. She was at her father's house when she got pregnant.
Okay. Have you ever kicked Mackerel out of the house? Have you ever kicked her out?
No.
She said the first time you kicked her out was when she was 15 over a cell phone.
No. The 15 cell phone story, she was now back at home after having the baby, because she had the baby when she was 14. And one night, when she was 15, I went home, came off the road and went home. She and her brother, they were having a brother-sister quarrel about the phone.
Mm-hmm.
But my son was trying to tell me that she has a phone again, and the phone was what caused her to get into trouble. Because at age 11, let me just retract a little bit to 11. When one night she was in her room, and I heard her on the phone, and I wanted to grab her that night, to be honest, but it was 2 o'clock in the morning. I could not do that because that time the tenants were there too. So I waited until 6 o'clock. I heard everything she said on the phone, and I waited until 6 o'clock. I really give her a beating that morning.
Yes.
And that was when she was about 11.
Mm-hmm.
So I was going to college at the time, and she was going to school. We took the special service bus, and we call it that because persons with disability would travel on that bus. And when I reached halfway tree, I had to get off to go to school, and she was supposed to go straight up to the school for the blind. And I remember saying to her later, because, mother can always, probably get into fight or trouble with child and children, and they are their friends again. She said to me, if I don't get back my phone, I'm going to run away. And I did not really take her serious, because I did not expect that 11-year-old to really run away for such a simple phone, even though it was not simple in my mind.
Exactly.
Based on the I was hearing. And so the night falls, and I did not see her come home until about 10 o'clock. The police called me to say they have her in Spanish Town. I said to the police, I cannot come because I am blind and I'm living in Waltham, per se. And so I will not come until morning. Anyway, morning came, I went to the school because I had to take an exam. But the evening, I went with 2 of my friends to get her. Of course, when I went to the station, the police wasn't there, so I didn't get her. So her father went the next day and got her, because I have to go back to school. Mm-hmm. So all that time that I'm telling you, she was living with me.
Mm-hmm.
While she was at her father, she was back with me because she now cooled down, so she come home, and she was at home. One day again, I got a call from the halfway tree police that she's changing her uniform in the bus park. So I said to the police, I'm way up in a place taking some exams because I was preparing for CXCs and all of that.
Yeah.
They said to me, don't worry, you don't have to leave your exam to come. When they asked her for my number, she gave my friend's number to the police. So my friend would give the police. So anyway, I finished my exam and reached to halfway tree, and her father was there. So I said to him, no, this girl is giving me a lot of trouble, and I'm going to put her in a home because I can't be running after her for every time she wants to run away with her friends. Because at that time, I wasn't saying man or men or anything yet. I was saying friends. Based on the door, I hear the conversation. I still say friends, you know, because I was having the benefits of the doubt that, you know, she might have a man or something. So I said her friends. And her father said to me, no, you're not going to put my girl in a home. So I said, okay, if I am not going to put her in a home, then you are going to take her over. That was 11 going on 12.
Mm-hmm.
And he took her. So she had graduated from the primary part of the School for the Blind, because School for the Blind is a composite school. And a lot of people may not understand what a composite school is. It compiles of different ages, but it's a school nonetheless. So she graduated from the primary part, taking her GSAT. She was not placed out in the wider world, and it wasn't she alone, but usually the school would place. But the Ministry of Education knows this stuff, so they didn't place her. Mm-hmm. However, she was placed back at the school. On September, that was in 2013, she went to school. Lo and behold, I heard her father call me to ask me if she was over by my house. I said, no. Why? He said, because she did not come home. I said, see, I'm saying to you, I was going to put her in a home. We did not find her until October when Sosoka called me, because when I learned that even though she wasn't by me for that time, I started looking for her. I started putting up pictures.
Hold on a second. Pause right there. Let me tell you guys something. Mackerel comes out and she put her mother under the bus. It's only the right for her mother to defend herself. A lot of you didn't know, and I'm gonna say this to you, no mother, that I did my own research, and she actually had reported missing. She actually reported Ladisha Francis missing in 2015. To the newspaper, it was in the Observer, and it was on the radio. Now, this mother don't know that I know this. But you can either confirm or deny, but I know because I did my own research. Did you not put out a missing person for her in 2015?
Yes, that was the second time after she had the baby.
Okay.
I put out another missing report for her again. At this time, she called me and said, don't put out any missing report, because I am not missing. It's just that I don't want to stay at your dirt yard.
Okay.
And no matter of dirty yard, so I don't want to stay there. Yeah. So I was not sure in my head what to do now. So I started leaning towards CDA, because now she was a ward of the state, because she did go to the home, you know. That's where she had the baby. And through all those ordeals, I was right there with her.
Let me break you right there. People have the same question. Where were you when she got pregnant? At the age of 13, when she got pregnant, like you said, she was living with her father. So she was not living with you when she got pregnant?
No. When she got pregnant, she was not living with any of us. No. She ran away and got pregnant. But as soon as I found her, Sosoka, CDA, and myself and her father came to the conclusion that she should be put into a home. So she was not living with any of us now that she got pregnant. She stayed at the home for a year. She did not see her father at any given time.
Mm-hmm.
I was the one who was going there with my friends. And so I had to stay there with to tell them what should be done from what should not be done to her.
Okay.
And on the question, when she was having the baby, I was right there.
Okay.
Known by Jubilee.
So I have two questions. One from what I saw tonight. Winford asked her if you had played any part in the child's life, and she said no. It's all about the father, 100%. But now you're saying that you were there.
We did not know the father, and so I was the father. I was that father. Because first and foremost, she told us that it was one of the guys, the student from the school who got her pregnant.
And okay, and before I go any further, whose name is on the birth certificate right now? Because people are bashing you. Hold on. I want to do this for clarity. Because like I said, there's three sides to a story. Her side, yes. Her side, and the truth. You understand? Yes. And people now have to make sense out of nonsense. Mackerel said her mother was never there. It was always 100% the father. Now, I want you guys to listen carefully. Remember, this is all documented. So, yes. You said you were there at the child's birth and everything. Whose name is on the birth certificate? Because I heard the story where she said it was a boy her age, which name is on the birth certificate.
Yes. So is the boy's her age is okay. On the birth certificate.
So basically the father, which is the older man, name is not on the birth certificate right now?
No.
Okay. Okay. And if the mother is lying, like I said, don't get me wrong, people. I know mothers aren't perfect, and I'm sure she's not perfect. But for me, when I saw the video of Mackerel saying she have no mother, for me it kind of like, wow, because I've seen her mother working. You know, she said, oh, our mother pretends to be blind. She's not blind. She's not 100% blind. She's not Ray Charles blind. But she has a disability. She's not 20/20. So sometimes you guys have to pick sense out of nonsense and not just say, oh, the mother tell lie, oh, Mackerel tell lie. Listen to both sides of the stories and then make your sense from it and pick your own truth. Why didn't you press charges when you found out that the man was older, like she said tonight? I mean, if the man was there 100% from the child's birth, why didn't you as a mother press charges?
Well, I wanted to do such with the help of Sosoka and CDA. They did not perceive to do so because obviously they too wanted to find the man. She never told us about the man. So they have it to think that it was the little boy. And to this day, the little boy's name is on the birth certificate for the child. We didn't know the man. We didn't know where to find him or anything. She would never talk the truth about the man. And when we start learning, and I say we because of CDA, and CDA is a living testimony to it. I said to CDA, but why now it was over her father she got pregnant because she said she didn't want my discipline or my protectiveness of anything. Why did you all think that she should go back there? CDA's intern said to me, she said she was comfortable there. But when I did my own research, she was not at her father. But when she heard that CDA, her father and her stepmother would call her to tell her that they are coming. And so when CDA goes there, she would be there that day until they're gone. She would gone again based on what I know, because I have a close friend who lives near, and so to speak. And we could not press charge, because you can't press charge on whom you don't know. You don't know address. You don't know nothing.
Understand.
It's just 2017 when she came back, after she found it very hard to survive. On her way, she came back and she started letting me talk to them on the phone. Never give me a definite address to this date. So when I want to see the baby, she would go for him and come back. And she would go for him every time and come back. And even the time when she made the video, she was right here at my house. The 3rd of March, to be exact. she was right here.
Okay, I have a question which a lot of people are asking the same question. She made a statement tonight that you let her brother burn her with iron. I mean, that would be abuse.
No, I don't know about that. The two of them were having their brother thing. I didn't know he wanted to wake her. But they're children. I did not know anything about that. So him take the iron and just put it beside her for her to wake and was laughing. He was laughing, not knowing that. And let me tell you something, Teeze. That boy, that brother of hers loved her to this day, because even the child's birthday was on the 8th of April. And let me tell you, before that, when she came back to us in 2015, he was the one who had to stay with the baby. For her to go to school and for me to go to work or whatever I do to make.
So the baby was living with you, because on stage tonight she said it's the father that is 100% taking care of the baby since birth.
The baby was with me. The baby, because CDA, the government sent her right back to my yard. Because she stayed a year at Mary's Child, and the CDA, the social worker, and everybody came to my house and see the kind of house, and they placed her right back to me. It's she run again. When the baby was a year and 3 months, she ran away with the baby. I was the one who have to be buying feeding, pampers, everything. Send her to clinic, everything. Open the path program, everything. So what I listened tonight, if I wasn't strong, I would be break down. But because I was telling you that I set my mind for the unexpected, because somebody, they didn't show all of it, so maybe somebody, I don't know what happened, but it went abrupt, so I didn't see everything. Never seen a show like that before. Just went like that. But so she was with, I didn't know about no father, and clothes to buy for the baby, it was only me. So as again I said to you, hypothetically, it was me who was the father. I guess she's talking that.
Well, maybe she's just mad at you. I saw her did a video, the video she did that she was calling me out with my mop. And before she called me out, I think it was that video. I don't want to lie, but I know the video is there, so you guys know I don't do anything without my receipt, and there's always proof. And I remember someone said to her, because she's calling you out that, you know, you never give her love. And like I said, I know Jamaican parents, you know, they might not love you up and kiss you up, but their love is shown differently. However, I'm hoping that change in the generation, and I hope people can learn something from this to show them that, you know what, you also need to hug your child. You also need to kiss your child. Not because your grandparents or your mother or your father never do it to you. Now this generation expect physical love, not just financial love. So I'm hoping you guys take something away from this. But anyway, I saw, because nobody have seen her with the child. I mean, I've seen pictures of the child, but I'm not going to, you know, talk about that. That's a different story with her and the child. And I saw someone mention the fact that, you know, they've never seen her with the child. Where's her child? She should go home and take care of her child. And I remember her remarks were, and I quote, somewhere of that, not to be exact, but the video is there, so you guys can always see it. And she said, my pitney, it down the father, at girl time now, at girl in a down pitney, no all long pitney, at girl I do road now, pitney there, that with it father. And I'm looking at her from the preview of OnStage, and I was like, you're running off stage crying that you didn't get love, and you see how important it was for your mother to hug and kiss you, but yet still you're now basically in that tone of voice discarding your child, that it there with its father, at girl time now, at girl I do road, but then you're no better. I mean, you have to break that chain, and that's something that I talk about all the time on my vlogs. You know, not because the mother used to boof you and coof you and say, dirty dog, if you ever drunk her. You know, these, you know, Jamaican parents can be. Dirty girl, eat your black and ugly and crusty. And Not because your mother used to do that, that means you should do it. You know, at some point we have to break the cycle. Now, if you realize how important love and affection and hugs and kisses were, you should be giving them abundantly to your child. You should be trying to bond with your child. I mean, you've seen her on her child. From this, I'm just assuming that, you know, she's trying to live her life now, which I can understand. You know, a girl got pregnant when she's young, but she also wants to live her life. What kind of mother would you describe her as we speak? Because I'm sure, you know, she lived with you with the baby, so you've seen her on her child. How would you say, you know, her parenting skills are as a young mother?
Well, when she is around me, you know, to be honest, we all love the child, and I see she really played with him, and
that's good.
She tries to teach him to read, because she can read, you know. She reads well, because even when she go on like that, she knows her stuff. She's understanding and stuff, so she's like that. And so when the baby is around us, she always, we would sit in. I remember it just because when my phone crashed with that video, where we were sitting together, and she and I and the baby, we were teaching him to count and to say it's ABC. And when he said it perfect at 3, you know, we were clapping, he and I, but she was the one who was doing the video, and that was in 2017. She was doing, and it's because, again, because my phone crashed with those pictures. There were videos even last year when we were feeding him with chicken. And I remember one night we gave him ice cream last year, and he was saying, when he was eating the cone, he said, "But I like the chicken." And we all laughed, 4 or 5 of us, because my cousin, her brother, me, and the baby were at the house. So all of that, we have videos on top of videos, and you know, the devil is so strong that the phone crashed with all of them.
No, but I'm sure you'll get more. I'm sure you'll get more, because this is going to be a lifetime bond. And that's good that, you know, she's, like, because she mentioned tonight on stage that, you know, when she see her baby, she's happy. You know, that makes her very happy. And, you know, the fact that she's bonding with him, you know, whichever time she gets to spend with him, that is good.
But what I'm saying, Teeze, is that she says, she and I did not have any relationship, and all the videos and all the things that we do together, read the baby, wonder what she calls that. I never beat my child except for the time when I caught her with the phone.
I was just about to ask you that. Because, you know, a lot of people, from what you have said, and that's why it's good for you to always have another platform to hear your side of the story. You know, a lot of people is saying that, you know, you're looking to hype off her, you're a user, this and that. Have you ever abused her? Have you ever beat her?
I have never beat her, except for that morning when I took away the phone. Based on the conversation, like any Jamaican mother, they might go beat them for that time, but I did not have time to beat her.
So it's not like, so basically, you know, get up every day and coof her down and lick her in her head with pot and beat her with machete and all these things.
No, I didn't have time to do that, because it was 2 of them. She's the girl and the boy, and of course she was the baby one. So if my son say I might have slapped him to take care of her, then I don't have anything to say, because my son is 5 years her senior.
Yeah.
So he would have to, when he would be 10, would have to take care of her by giving her the things she can't reach. Yeah. So if she can't reach her dinner, he's supposed to take it down for her.
Yes.
And stuff like that. And he was supposed to see to it that if I'm not there, get her ready for the bathroom or some sort of something, because he's the eldest of the 2. So if when I come home at night or in the evening, she would always have something to tell me. And he would say to me, "Mommy, she's lying, you know," but I know children.
Exactly. So and they're brothers and sisters, so they go and fight. Right. It's normal. So but one question. Have you ever taken anything from her? Take her money, begged her anything, pressure her to provide for you?
Never did. never did. I was the one who's always giving her money. And I gave her money. I paid her school fee at School for the Blind. And when she was going to Stony Hill Heart, I paid her, I gave her bus fares, umpteens of times. As I said to you, the 3rd of March was the last time I saw her. Because even after she cursed me in 2015, she came back in 2017. She came back because I even have the tape here that when she did that. And I am not going to sit here and you know, because it's human blood, you know, you're sitting here and hear the lies.
Yes.
Yeah? But it was no fact. Even her father was not instrumental in her life. I was the one who was, and not because she might have out there with her fame. Me no grudge her for her fame because I know the type of person I am. Read that. She did not have any money. I am the mother who would never take her money because I did not know her to be working.
So she have never worked?
So she have never worked. So if she comes into my house with something to eat or that, I have a way to ask her where she gets it. And if and but where she gets it, I don't take it. That's how I stay.
If you could do anything different when it comes to you know, raising her, since you know she said that you guys never had a relationship, if you could do anything different, what would you have done differently? So you guys could probably have a better relationship.
I could not do anything different because there is nothing different about me. The question, I'm sorry, should be posed to her. If she could do anything, anything different, what would she want her mother to do? Because I have done it. So it couldn't be different. And different in the sense that the only difference, it would have to get better. But it couldn't be worse because I couldn't see anything different. Because when she was at school, I was there. Having her baby, I was there. And the only thing I could not do for her is when she ran away and decided that she wants to take whatever man she wants to take. That I couldn't do because I never wanted to give her up yet.
Well, that's good.
Her to stay.
But you know, the good thing is I can feel your love for her, and that's the most important thing. And after all of this is said and done, that's your baby, and the fact that you've always been providing for her, that's good. The fact that you've never asked her for anything, that is good.
No.
You know what I mean? Because I'm from one of those parents that the only way you get love is, you know, if you have something to give. And unfortunately, that's how most Jamaican parents are. They stress you, they want this, they want that. And the fact that you've never asked her for anything, that's good. But I'm sure you're not a perfect mother. I'm sure you've made a lot of mistakes along the way. And, you know, it's also something that probably you guys can sit down and talk about, because, you know, you have an open dialogue with her. You know, you can have a conversation, which is good, because not a lot of parents will listen. You sound like somebody that will actually listen. So, I mean, that is really good. I remember you got mowed down by a car, and you're still suffering from injuries from that accident.
Yes.
And like you say, you still get up and go to work. I admire that. You know, it takes a lot of courage. But you have 2 adult kids, because, you know, Ladisha is 18 years old now. She's basically an adult. But you still get up every day and go to work. What motivates you to just still get up and go out there?
Well, the fact that I am an independent human being and that I don't really rely on family for anything at all, because my mother, she had a lot of children, and I learned to live by myself when I was going to School for the Blind. Living by myself, after you being a boarding student, you actually live without your parents. So you have house parents and guardians at the school. So I learned from the outset that independency is the key. And having sat down like every day and not going out makes me miserable. So I always tell people that me always I do road. Cause me love the road because me nice when me out there. And when you have your money, it's just too nice to have money.
Yes.
You know, because my mother used to say, money make the filly run, whatever that mean. But
yes,
when you have the money, you can just do anything with it.
True.
And everything. So I did not make my disability, I did not allow it to impede me. Because I remember one day I was walking in a halfway tree and somebody said, oh, she blind. Oh my. And I'm like, your problem is my privilege. So with this privilege, I'm going to run with it. And that's how I am. So I did not stop there.
I mean, you know what? The fact that you have a disability and you still get up and you go to work and you don't use it as a crutch to send your kids out there to beg. You don't use it as a crutch to say, oh, I can't achieve this. A lot of us are very able and still haven't gone through college, still haven't gone through university. And I mean, you have done your classes, you went out there and still get your education despite your disability. I mean, I know you have a career in music. You did some shows, festival shows. Tell us about that.
Yeah. Oh, well, you're right. From ever since I was discovered to be a singer, and it started from in the home, and of course, leading up to the school for the blind. I want to tell you, the first time we have first World AIDS Day in Jamaica, all the schools had entered that year in 87, and my school came second in the competition where you walk in the corporate area with the banner promoting World AIDS Day. My school came second overall, but the song competition, we came first because I was the one who wrote the song at 16. And in 2015 now, I entered the JCDC competition where I came third. So it was a plus for me because I entered with a lot of people and I was the only visually impaired in that. So it's a plus. So it boosts my career to want to go higher heights, you know.
Exactly.
And stuff like that. So the Bible distinctly tells us that out of bad come good.
Yes.
And I hope there is good to this after tonight or any time after, because
you know what, at the end of the day, listen, that is your baby. No matter how old she grows to be, that will always be your baby. You know,
because
and after things,
is the youngest one.
Yeah, exactly. She's the wash belly, basically. And after everything has calmed down, because no matter how great you're trending, Beyonce don't trend all year round, 365 days of the year. There's have to be something that slow it down. But it doesn't take away from who she is. And the good thing is she's striving for excellence. And I'm sure she's going to achieve that once she keep her head on her body and, you know, go on the right path. Because there's so much ways you can do things and get the results that are good for you. Instead of going, you know, all crazy, you know, you can achieve a lot. Last question. Where do you go from here? What do you have to say to her? Because tonight she said, you know, she just wanted love. But what do you have to say to her? You know, if you see her face to face now, what would you say to her? Your baby. And no matter what the internet say, listen, it doesn't matter what the internet say, it don't matter what I say, it doesn't matter what anybody say. Like I said, there's always three sides to a story. Her side, your side, and the truth. Everybody heard her side, people heard your side, and then they have to decide, okay, this makes sense, this don't make sense, and then either way life goes on. But as a mother, and like I said, you know what, I'm happy that, you know, you say you didn't ask her for anything. You've always provided for her. Kudos, because a lot of us, including myself, I'm talking for myself, a lot of us have mothers that are able and still haven't done anything for us, still haven't sent us to school, still haven't paid for anything. And like you say, you never kick her out. A lot of us parents kick her out for worse than that, you know, less than that. You know, she got pregnant and, you know, you never kicked her out at 12. You know, it is what it is. So, you know, kudos for, you know, being, you know, a good mother at the end of the day. But what would you say to her if you could see her right now, or if she could hear you?
Well, today, sufficing to say, she was calling me, and I was sleeping. I did not get the call, but when I woke up and see the call, because I'm seeing the call, and so I was calling her back, but I did not get her, so I didn't know what she wanted to call me. Because let me tell you something, Teeze. Conscience is what you were born with, and if you don't have that, simply means you did not born with that organ. So a lot of persons don't know that conscience is also an organ, but within me, with my intelligence, and I'm not talking about intelligence like intelligence from the university aspect,
yes,
but the intelligence that you were born with tells you that conscience is part of your DNA. So tonight, after tonight, I guess she will come back and say, Mommy, what I said about you, God know it's true. The devil know it's a lie. So this I have to say to her. She made me stronger. Oh, she made me stronger. Oh. So she only made me stronger. Believe it or not, I am stronger tonight.
And you know what? Like, listen, at the end of the day, that's, like I said, that's your baby. No matter what the internet wants to say, I don't see any deep issue. Whatever there is, I'm sure you guys can resolve it. You never thief from her. You never abuse her. Like you say, you beat her one time. You never use quad lick on her, and you never beat her with machete. We've seen those on the internet. So whatever the little issues that you guys have, I'm sure it will be resolved. And I wish you guys nothing but the best. Like I said, she called you today. Chances are she will call you tomorrow, because that's your wash belly. That is your baby. And you have your injuries. You got knocked down by a car. You still get up every day, go sing. So she can, go to school. And like I said, kudos. Because like I said, a lot of us have mothers that are capable, that have a 20/20 vision, and not do half of what you're doing. And like I said, I'm sure you're not a perfect mother. I'm sure you have messed up along the way.
Right. Everybody, we all are imperfect human beings.
Exactly.
But the good thing about it, I made sure I did my best. Whatever I did not do, it's whatever I did not get to do.
Yes.
So whatever she says, it's on her conscience. That I know. But my conscience is clean, clear, and concise tonight.
Well, that's good. And I'm happy that you get to tell your side of the story as well. And one day you guys definitely should sit down and talk. And I'm sure that you guys going to be back on good terms. Because like I said, I don't see any ill will there. There's nothing there where I can say, no man, you did a wicked, mother. I'm not telling a lie, you did wicked. Whatever the issue is, it's not something that will tear you guys apart. You never thief from her. You never, pressure her to provide for you. Demand house and land and care out of her. So, unlike some mothers, you tried your best. And, like I said, you're not perfect wherever the mistake make. She's now a mother herself, so I'm sure she's going to see that chances are along the way she might mess up, because nobody's perfect. That's just human. So, I wish you guys all the best. And